please welcome to the stage your second act for the evening, Kim!
Hi, good evening. My name is Kim, and I'm a Singaporean, born, bred, and indoctrinated.
Yes!
So, growing up, I used to want to have a great career doing important things like, I could be a doctor, or a spaceman, or, this one, a competent politician. We have those. But you grow older, and as you grow older, you start to realize that you make decisions, and these decisions start to lock you into certain things. And after a while, you can't really change your career anymore. So I start to retroactively kind of adjust my dreams a little bit, so that I feel a little bit better about how my life is going. So, for example, now I've come to terms with the fact that I'm a professional improv teacher. I've come to terms with the fact that I still play video games for fun. My people. And also the fact that I'm a little bit chunky around the waist. But I also believe in food waste. I put it here. So, I also deal with my former idealism the same way, because back when I was in my early 20s, I was a real bleeding heart liberal. I believed that the world's trajectory was on an upward spiral. I believed that things would get better. These days, I just kind of mumble to myself, maybe tomorrow might theoretically be better than today. I hope. And I just leave it at that. The thing is, if you want progress, you gotta fight for it. You gotta fight for it tooth and nail. You have to spill blood, sweat, tears. That's fine. And also, you want to have to brew as much organic free trade coffee as you can get your hands on. So, sometimes it gets tiring. Fighting is tiring. And sometimes I just want to kick back and give up. Maybe have a beer. And these days it feels like the only winners are the beer companies. Or if you're a comedy club with your own beer label, support the Merry Lion. They're doing great work. I forgot. Oh, yes. Oh, I can see it in your eyes. Who are particularly close to me. Oh, you're thinking, he's settling. Well, first of all, settling isn't that bad. Secondly, I'm not settling. Okay? I'm Singaporean, so I'm doing what Singaporeans do well, which is being ridiculously pragmatic about things. So, if I can't be pragmatic or realistic about things, then what can I have? I used to be really religious. I know, we look at this now. So I know a thing or two about becoming more realistic. That said, I also teach improv for a living, so maybe, just maybe, I know nothing about being realistic. These days, you gotta put your faith somewhere, so I choose to put it in science. I believe in things like, empirical evidence. I believe in things like physics. I also believe in the latest fad diets to have the most tenuous studies supporting them. They work. Look at this. Great. But I used to believe in an afterlife, and now I no longer have the comfort of that. But what I do have is that now I can laud my moral and logical superiority over everyone who believes in one. Yeah. And when we are all dead, as we will all be at some point, they can lord it over me in the afterlife. It's great. Everyone gets to believe they win. Yes, Singapore. Afterlife, here I'll come. So So I live in Singapore. I've lived here for almost 3 decades, and it's great because it gives you all these wonderful examples for how there's this real tension between fantastical idealism and pragmatic reality. For example, being a liberal, I would like my government to treat us like functioning adults. But like any good government, it also outlaws some things that functioning adults do, like theft, or arson, or murder. Yes, all these are done by functioning adults. So I'm actually okay with the government outlawing these things. I'm not an anarchist. Right? Because if someday, if someone takes my computer, or sets my house on fire, or plunges a knife into my still beating heart, I would like there to be some, prospect of institutionally sanctioned revenge. Because I am an apostate and I no longer believe in karma, I'm going to have the hope that the popo do their job. Yes, thank you. Improvise too long and you get short memory. So, on nanny states, I am also ambivalent about it. Like I said, when I was a kid, the one thing I really wanted was to be treated like an adult. I wanted to be given responsibilities. I wanted to be taken seriously. I wanted, to be able to spend my weekend like I wanted to spend my weekend and not my parents wanted me to spend my weekend. And I also wanted the ability to buy as much candy as I could fit in here. Well, nowadays I am an adult. And the thing about being an adult is that with great responsibilities come great bills. And the one thing I realized as an adult is that I really, really, really wish someone would tell me what I'm supposed to be doing. So, in my fantasies and what I have a little government-issued guy, or girl, I'm not picky, and he would follow me around. Right? And every time I strayed off the straight and narrow, he'd yell at me. Aah! And then, in my fantasies, after a while, I would become productive, well-adjusted, card-carrying member of society. The one that I've always wanted to be, but never had the motivation or self-discipline to become. So, that hasn't happened. I've got to deal with it myself. It's fine. I'll be honest, I could really use a little bit of close supervision in my day-to-day because technically and chronologically and biologically, I'm an adult. Yeah. But emotionally, mentally, spiritually, I'm closer to 13. So that supervision would be nice. Wow, really just. Do you know that in Singapore it's actually illegal to not flush the toilet after you're done? Not saying there are cameras. I'm not going to say that out loud. But honestly, the law is kind of hard to enforce, obviously, because you're still here. That said, I've been brought up well. I'm reflexively a good citizen at this point. I will obey a law just by force of habit. Right? Even jaywalking is hard for me. So when they installed that little crossing over there outside on the street, I was like, yes, I no longer have to break the law. I actually have a multi-year streak of flushing the toilet. Unlike you. That's okay. We gotta start somewhere. And I'm really proud of that. Because I've been doing my bit to keep Singapore clean and green, like all the posters say. But, what I really, really like is for the government to provide that same guy, and instead of just yelling at me, they give him a little government-issued trumpet, and every time I did something that's productive, or well-intentioned, or legal, blow it. A little triumphant ditty. And then I'll get a little Pavlovian response. I'll be like, yes, I'm a good boy, I'm a good person, this is great. And And then if I tally up enough of those ditties, then he gives me a little certificate that says, well done Kim, you've leveled up. Good job. And I would know I'm a good person. Thank you.